This is not the voice of one constituent, this is the voice of thousands. There is no evidence that fracking can operate without threatening public health directly.
This is both from a climate change and an economic perspective. We all should be focusing on a clean, green recovery.
For too long, the threat of fracking has hung over our community in Fermanagh. The long-term damage that will be done to the health of my constituents, coupled with the devastation to the economy and the environment, can never be allowed to happen.
Short-term economic interests cannot be allowed to trump long-term concerns about the impact on public health or on the environment. The Welsh Government confirmed in December 2018 that they would not support fracking of petroleum in Wales, and significantly that they would not undertake any new petroleum licensing.
County Fermanagh has been under threat for some time in relation to the exploitation of gas by the fracking method, which had the potential to destroy both the health of the people and the beauty and the economy of the area if a licence had been granted. The health of those living near prospective drilling sites for petroleum exploration and production cannot and must not be sacrificed for the sake of our economy. We will be supporting the motion.
And, of course, fracking also. The big picture is climate change, but fracking is not only harmful to our climate, these environmental concerns also risk detrimental health issues. It is imperative that a moratorium on fracking should be imposed. Today, we can join counterparts in the UK and Ireland in calling for a date for a moratorium on the exploration and development of new reserves.
A ban on fracking in the south, while continuing a policy in the north, would not stand to any sense, particularly in Fermanagh, where fracking has been a huge issue mentioned by a number of people in the past number of years. The region has the same rock formation and water sources that reaches down through Cavan and Leitrim and flows also down as far as the Shannon estuary.
And I share their concerns that fracking is a danger to the climate, to the environment and to public health. Not only that, one of the main pollutants released in the fracking process is methane, a major greenhouse gas. Over 100 years, methane has heat-trapping power about 30 times greater than CO2. No wonder methane has been dubbed CO2 on steroids.
Some people, Mr Speaker, seem to be under the impression that oil exploration would flood Northern Ireland with investments and wealth. Well, just like the TV show Dallas, I'm sure our Minister of the Economy would not wish to be portrayed as a J.R. Ewing or Sue Ellen. But I think that that's a very dated perception. That the Minister, regardless of her research, needs to stop on this. Look properly at what the implications there are and could be, and how she can ensure that we do not see fracking or petroleum exploration in County Fermanagh.
Look, I rise to support this motion, and I rise to support this motion for a very clear reason. Is that in Northern Ireland we do not wish to have hydrocarbon drilling, either for gas fracking or for petroleum. And the reason for that is quite simple. It's because now we are moving away from the hydrocarbon era and we're moving into the era of renewables and smart grids and the appropriate use of new technologies to be able to provide energy for Northern Ireland.
Worrying financial irregularities and concerns in relation to the application in Fermanagh. As I understand it, an application by a $2 company in the Isle of Man is validated, while even after the validation, the Isle of Man authorities refused to reveal the ultimate beneficial owners of this company. To me, this smacks of transitioning from cash to ash to cash for gas.
My department received in excess of 5,700 responses. One of the applicant companies, Tamboran Resources UK Limited, made a request to the department to revise its application. The proposed revision will remove the need for fracking. Therefore, in summary, across Northern Ireland at this point in time, we have no petroleum exploration and development licences in place, and neither of the two applications currently being considered currently propose the application of high-volume hydraulic fracturing. The extraordinary and unprecedented number of responses to the public consultation on petroleum licensing applications is a clear sign of the change in public attitudes and demonstrates the concerns that currently exist around petroleum exploration. I recognise the very legitimate ease that has been raised through the consultation process and indeed by members of this House directly to me. I have also given a commitment that, given the cross-cutting and controversial nature of petroleum exploration and development, it will be for the Executive to make the final decision on what our future petroleum licensing policy will be.
To an increase in certain types of cancer, asthma, migraine, skin disorders and add risk to pregnancies, the risk of fracking are endless.
That the recurring issue of fracking and these processes hangs like a sword of Damocles over communities in relation to health and safety and well-being, and that actually what is needed to deal with this issue is legislation.
This motion is also about the risks to be associated with drilling exploratory wells, even when hydraulic fracturing is not initially being undertaken. These risks expand and become cumulative if exploration becomes commercial and extraction using multiple wells. It is the licensing that opens the gates to all the harmful potential and risks. So we need to close the door now.
Thank you. The question is that the motion standing on the order paper be agreed. As many as are of that opinion say aye. Aye. Contrary, if any, no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it.